Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike at TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your Ember Overland 170BH travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, think about that awning. You need plenty of room for that. Then on your off campsite, I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Power is going to be just behind your tire on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and your water connection is going to be toward the front. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch, we're going to level our unit. Now our front tongue jack level is over here. You simply extend to raise or retract to lower. I do recommend getting on a stick-on level. Stick it on in the middle of this off campsite. Put it in the middle, have someone to watch that while you bring this up and down till you have the unit level. Once you have it level, we're going to stabilize it. On the rear of the unit, you got a couple scissor stabilizing jacks, 3/4 inch hand crank that'll bring these down. You can use an impact driver or a drill gun. I just recommend that you slow down when you get to the bottom. I'm also going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer, keep them from sinking into that. Better distributes the weight. Use your 10% coupon, get a 4-pack or 2-pack of those, run them down, and run these down on top of them just until it's taut. So you actually will need a 4-pack of those. You got 2 on the front, or 2 on the rear here, and then you got 2 on the front there at an angle. So get all 4 of them down. Got our unit stable. We're going to go ahead and set our tire chocks. On each side here, you will remove your cotter pin. This will pull forward here. Grab this bar, pull that against your tire here. So I do want to show you also on these that this turns, comes out farther, in further, depending on where your tire's at. So it sits best all the way in. Lock your tire in, do the same thing on both sides. Got our tire chocks in. Got our unit level, stable, we're ready to go ahead and hook up our water. In the front here, here's your docking station. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. Now, I made it real simple here. You got 2 knobs, and here's your instructions. At campsites, city water connection. Blue to the right, red or green to the left. We got to match that. Then we're going to talk about this little adapter here that will connect up here so that you don't kink your hose. Go ahead and crank that in there. Get that nice and tight. And then you'll bring your hose up through the bottom here where my finger comes in and connect that. And at the other end, you're going to hook up your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protect the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use this. Hook that up, hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. Make sure that we are in normal, we're not in a bypass mode, and go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a few minutes, I want you to go inside and open up all of your water taps. Get a nice steady flow of water going through all of them. Shut them off, then you can turn on your hot water heater from inside. You have the Truman, you'll just set the temperature to where you want it, and you're all set. Alright, let's say we want to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, we have 2 steps to bake. We're going to start with a tank fill and then we'll go to dry camp. So start by putting your green to the left, your blue down. Fill in the same spot as your city water connection. But you're going to go on the inside and watch the levels of your tank's fill. Once that freshwater tank is full, remove this hose. Then you're going to switch it to dry camp, which is going to be blue to the right and green down. And then when you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump here or indoors. Alright, we're all set up with power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit, continuing here in the docking station. You do have a hot and cold shower with a big spray port hose that'll connect to that. You're prepped for solar. You can plug in a solar panel right there and that'll trickle charge your batteries. The rest of this is your city water connection. Here's where you'll sanitize and winterize. Sanitizing is siphoning in your antifreeze by first making sure that your hot water bypass is done, and then you'll turn on your water pump to do that. And same thing with sanitizing. Set it this way. You would just siphon in soapy water to clean your soaps out or your tanks out. Again, make sure you're in bypass mode for that. Alright, this is where we'll dump our black and gray tanks. Over here in our pass-through storage area, that's where you turn on your inverter. Down here's where you turn on your tank heater. That's if you're in inclement weather, that'll turn on a 12-volt pad that's on your tanks, keep them from melt or freezing. You have a TrueLink tire pressure monitoring system that you can connect to this, that you can purchase. There's also a battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. That is a vent for your Truma hot water system. Make sure to steer clear of that. Our low point drain, our fresh water drain, and then sticking out of that black right there, sticking out of the bottom there, that's your hot water drain. I'll show you how to do that when we get inside. Again, our tire shocking system, our bunks. Top bunk can go up for storage. You've got an extended ladder here. You can get up on the roof and check the seams of your roof, caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're prepped for a backup camera. Right there is where that ladder will connect. When over on your campsite, you do have a quick connect LP to the tire chock. You do have a couple of 110s out here, and that spray port hose that connects to the outdoor shower over there will connect here as well. And over on this side is going to be your control panel for your GoPower GP Electric solar panel system. The whole purpose of this is to keep your solar panel from overcharging your batteries. We'll send you a separate video on that. Your main concern with that really is just that you are on the proper battery, and that is either wet or AGM. The propane does come with a regulator, automatic switchover. I recommend doing one tank at a time, that way you can tell when your tank is empty. Nothing worse than running out of both in the middle of the night. And then over here is your batteries. Check your battery posts every now and then, make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. This about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up our steps. First thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone who's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Above that, 110 with GFCI reset and a light dimmer for your awning. Coming up, our control panel. To the left, there's our Truma hot water system. I'll actually send us another video from them as well. There's your unit. Turn on your hot water heater. Just set your temperature. Let's go back and shut it off. Over here, different modes: eco mode, hot, boost, gas, mix 2, or electrics. Let's shut that back off. Go back to the Eco Boost off too. Down here's your fan vent, turn on and off. Fan, shut that off. I'll send you a whole separate video on that. Interior lighting is dimmable as well. Here's where we'll watch our tanks fill, your freshwater tank. That's where you watch that fill. There's your brand new battery. Here's where you can connect to Bluetooth. Accent lighting, step lighting, your awning lights, ceiling lights, your awning. You only want to run that out until you can see that silver bar. Otherwise, that will start to run itself out and run itself up onto itself backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Comes in really quick. Doors. They're called slam locks because they work best when gently slammed. You got a nice cover for your sink here. On the cooktop, no spark. Turn it to light. Light it yourself with a flame. Get yourself a long stick lighter. Do have a light, a fan above that. Self-explanatory microwave. You have a safety strap on your GE fridge. Just make sure you have that in when you travel. Controls for them are in here. Smoke alarm. AC unit. Go back into our bathroom. Come in here and turn on lighting. Fan. First one's our fan. It's a hand crank open. And then turn on down here. All the rest are lighting. Do have some plumbing to maintain. Underneath this access panel to your plumbing. Keep an eye on that. Make sure that doesn't wiggle loose over time. Make sure you have this closed when you take off for travel. Individual lighting here for USB ports. Underneath this bunk area, you can get into this access panel. Behind that is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volts, always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking somewhere, and you plan on leaving for the day, use your battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. On your sofa, things on that. So lots of storage underneath here that will jackknife down into a bed. This table will move and come to the other side as well. That up. Take the leg out. The leg over here. And set the table up the same way. Put your bedding up. Your jackknife the front down. You do have theater seating cup holding as well as armrest storage. USB ports 110, dimming for your lighting, and lighting for your bed area, which we're getting ready to open up. Lighting over here as well, 110 USBs, remote for this TV, which we'll start in a moment. Lay your bed down. Just that quickly. You got your bed. You turn it back up. Make sure you pull the back forward. It sets like that before flipping it back up. And open this locking device. Push past it, push it up to that point. It'll lock in there. Shut that lighting off up in there. Jackknife our sofa back down. And then our TV is over here. When you get to different campsites, make sure you go into your menu, run your digital channel scan to pick up all of your local channels.
3535.
This is also on a swivel. Just make sure you have it swiveled and tucked all the way back before you travel. Put the remote in the arm. If I get it shut off. There we go. One last thing down here is your breaker box for your fuses. Breaker. A couple of 15s in there, 40s. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. At least one of every kind you have in there. Alright, let's act like we're getting ready to close the unit up. I like to come to my control panel, shut off my main lights, because then I can see any accent lighting I need to shut off. Now I'm going to say doors and drawers. Make sure all of your doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to bounce around going down the road. And exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps, I want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this could catch on them when they come up. And they are also adjustable. Simply by pulling out on this rod and moving the legs where you need them. When you set it inside, lock that in there. Before you leave the dump station, and I say that in case you want to check the levels of your tank while you're dumping, before you leave the dump station, lock, deadbolt your door, lift and turn this handle over it. I want to make sure your door is secure for travel. Alright, if we are out boondocking, we're going to remove them tire tracks, bring up our stabilizing jacks, get up underneath, and dump this freshwater drain. Hook up and head on home. If we're at a campsite, unhook our tire chocks, bring up our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our water, our cable, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be toward the rear of the unit, just below your outdoor door. Park accordingly. You got a 10-foot hose coming to your convenience pack. Hook that up. I'm going to come up front here, go to our docking station again, and pull our black handle. That's your wastewater. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, make sure that the black tank is empty. If it is, leave this handle open. Come up here to your black tank flush, hook up the hose at the dump station, and turn that water on for a while and wash out that wastewater holding tank. Let it run for a good 5 minutes. When that's done, remove your hose, make sure all the washout water you've just put in there is drained out. Then close your black tank and pull your gray tank. While your gray's draining, reach up underneath there and dump your low point drains. When we're all done, close your gray tank, take that sewage hose, unhook it, and conveniently and sanitarily store it here in your stinky slinky container. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Ember for many years to come. Happy camping.